Originally, the bride's bouquet was made from herbs, spices and flowers. Each was symbolic and held a special meaning, and at the same time they warded off evil spirits and family demons. Today, the bouquet is generally a beautiful arrangement of the bride's favourite flower, and it's more decorative than symbolic. And to share their expert advice on planning the bouquets, I'm chatting with Jade from Brides in Bloom. So Jade, at what stage do we really need to start planning our bridal bouquets?
Well, generally choosing your wedding bouquet is something that you should choose after you've got your bridesmaids' dresses all organised, because the fabric and the colour of those really does affect what you can use in the bouquets for the girls. 6 months before the wedding is good to touch base with the florist, get a bit of a feel as to what the budget's going to be and what will be available at the time of your wedding. 1 to 2 months before the wedding is enough time to organise the flowers.
So as the floral designer, what kinds of things do you need to know about the wedding and the bride before you can begin planning the bouquets?
Well, we need to know generally if there is a theme that's going to be involved in the wedding. A lot of people will choose a colour or a style, like a vintage style wedding, for example, is a very popular theme at the moment. So something like that is essential for us to know. The date of the wedding, obviously, and where the wedding's going to be, how many people are going to be in the bridal party as well. That's very important to know, and that's probably, enough for a starting point. If we're not sure of what the bride is after, we'll ask her to go through a few different photo albums, and generally you'll get an idea quite quickly of they'll pick up, that's what they like, that's what they like. They generally will choose similar kinds of pictures, and then you just get a little bit of an idea in your mind as to what they like, and that's generally enough. Well, it's always good if they have got some photos of things that they like, or if they've seen some celebrity weddings and they want their bouquets to look like the girls there, then it's definitely beneficial if they bring those along. And we always suggest to people to have a look at our website before they even come in for a consultation.
So talk us through some of the different styles and shapes of bouquets.
So different options with bouquets in terms of styles and shapes and things. I mean, you've got your traditional teardrop bouquet, which is, the ones that you hold around your waist and they're flowing down. The teardrops, so you sort of have two options these days. You can have a really structured bouquet, fully wired, which is it's exactly like a teardrop coming down. Then you've got the cascading one, which is just a little bit more freestyle, so it's more maybe vines and long buds of flowers and things like that. They're popular as well. But the most popular bouquet now is the posy, the traditional single rose posy. But it's nice if you can do lots of different flowers. You can use any kind of flower in the posy style, so that's a really, really common good one to go for.
Okay, so from a cost point of view, what can you expect to pay for your bridal bouquet?
That is a very broad question with the price of wedding bouquets. Obviously, there are so many different aspects that come into pricing out a wedding bouquet, but generally the style is going to affect the price. So something that's natural stem like the posy is going to be a little bit cheaper to get than something that's fully wired like the teardrop bouquet. There's a lot more work that goes into something of that style. So regardless of flowers, something of that is going to cost you more just in the beginning than a posy already. Then it's going to depend on the seasons of flowers and what flowers exactly you've chosen, and that honestly is varying even year to year now as well. With the lovely global warming and flowers, seasons are changing and flowers are available at different times. So it's something that we need to know, and I can give you a rough, broad price range, anywhere from maybe say $100, $110 starting price, right up to $350, $500. $350 is about an average price for a bouquet.
Now, what are the popular styles that you're seeing coming through these days?
Well, the popular styles these days, definitely vintage is very in at the moment. It has been for a few years. You see the sort of antique colours and browns and creams in the flowers coming through quite a lot. They're beautiful, but the sort of theme that we're noticing more and more these days is the sort of really natural look, sort of like I've just walked through a field of flowers and picked these myself and just put them together. Now that's a beautiful look, with sort of more of a blurred outline and not so much the structured shape. So that's been very popular as well, that real garden cottage look, yes.
So have many brides copied Kate Middleton's bouquet? Has that been a popular choice?
We have had some. We had some girls come in the day after the royal wedding and had some people request for the Kate Middleton style, which is becoming more popular with that garden look that we were referring to, with the smaller flowers that she had in hers. Lots of little different shaped flowers rather than like a big structured focal like a lily or a rose. There's these smaller flowers, which is good. There's more variety and more intricate. So something like Kate Moss, for example, her bouquet was that very natural look as well.
And what about the groom and the groomsmen? What do they usually wear?
With the buttonholes, we do like to keep them simple still, because the guys, you know, they don't want something big and showy and over the top, but at the same time they still like to get a bit excited and feel involved in the wedding day, and that little one buttonhole is sort of the only thing that ties the bridal parties together. So you still want the groom to have a buttonhole a little bit bigger than the groomsmen, you know, maybe with not just a rose, maybe a bit of berry or some freesia or something with a bit of texture, as well as a nice leaf, and just to tie the bouquets. You'll always have the groom and the bride's flowers matching, and then the groomsmen's and the bridesmaids' flowers will be matching. And generally for the father of the bride and groom as well, you'll just take something from the bride's bouquet and use little buttonholes similar for the dads too.
Now, it gets pretty hot in Australia, especially during summer, which is the popular wedding season. What advice can you give, you know, to help brides sort of keep their flowers as fresh as possible on the day?
Yes, it's very hard on the day of the wedding. When we provide flowers for our brides, we deliver as late as possible, so as close to the wedding time. And when we deliver our flowers, everything comes, or anything that can come in water is left in a little water jug that we provide, and we just ask the bride and the bridal party to leave the flowers in a cool spot, in laundry for example, or somewhere out of the way. Just dry off the stems just before they're to leave the house, and leave them in there for as long as possible. But as far as like involved in the wedding and everything else, there's really not that much that you can do during the day. You know, you don't want to have to worry about keeping something fresh. You know, that's really our responsibility, and we'll make sure that they'll last the day.
Now, do you have a favourite flower to work with?
One of the joys of our job, I think, is that we're continually seeing new things come through the market. But this year it's been Gloriosa lilies. I think they're beautiful. They're really gorgeous, very seasonal as well. And as a florist, something that's seasonal is so much more of a treat.
So, Jade, how should we hold the bouquet?
Okay, well, unless you have the arm spray style, the general for the teardrop and the posy is very similar. So you want to position it around your waist, middle of the waist, just underneath your belly button, and sort of just point it slightly forwards so that it can be seen focally from in front rather than from you looking down.